If I was Floyd and he was me,
Yeah.
he would never have to fight again because that exhibition shit,
Yeah.
as me being his little brother, hey little bro, we finna do 10 rounds and we both gonna get 100+ million for it.
Right.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well,
Right.
well, I already been getting these bets, but now it's time for you to get your just due.
Right.
And you ain't never got a box again. That would have been done.
Yeah.
That would have been done.
Right.
But I don't know if he want to see me with that type of money. Because why ain't it happen?
Yeah.
And we can do a fight in September, an exhibition, it don't go on neither one of our records, it's just for the culture, and we walk away with 9 figures. And they gonna pay for that today.
And those are the words of Adrian Broner as he comes in with a powerful counterpunch to Floyd Money Mayweather. And he put himself in Floyd's shoes. And he would have done exactly what he felt Floyd Mayweather should do. Okay? And I like the way it was described. And it shows you about people. You know, you might think a person's flashy, flamboyant, and, you know, an overall entertainer and a lot of other outgoing attributes. But there's nothing like the internal heart. Okay, what you feel about people, how you treat people. And I feel that Adrian Broner is telling the truth, 100% guaranteed. Now, why do I say this? Because we've seen Floyd either talk down to fighters, constantly, purposely put himself in the spotlight, stop fighters from shining. Either it's from this era or the last era, etc., etc. And it really wasn't until Floyd got out of the sport of boxing we seen who he really was. He was a person that always craved and sought attention. And he didn't matter how he got it. If it was like a beef with 50 Cent, or he was putting down Adrian Broner, or he was putting down one of the current fighters of today, you know, or doing these exhibitions. And I think Floyd should have understood, like, there's a lot of people out there that looked up to him, like Adrian Broner did. But they're also losing respect for him because they've seen how he really is. It's like a light bulb has came on with these guys, and they're starting to see, like, Floyd, dude, you're really a hater. And don't get it twisted, people. Like Gervonta Tank Davis, he sensed that too. That's why he had all these cryptic messages. That's why he, you know, subliminally posted Twitter comments about this particular person, but never said who it was. It was Floyd. It was Floyd Mayweather. You know, and if it was Floyd, it was Leonard. If it was Leonard, it was Al. And it was, all those guys are like the Son, the Father, and the Holy Ghost. Let's just be real. They run the boxing over there on that side of the street. And, you know, they're the ones that are pulling all the shots. But at no means necessary do you do things better or bigger than Floyd Mayweather. So it's still like this. I am to be worshipped. You can't go too far because I am the cap, and you will get nowhere near the cap. Because when you start getting near the cap, you started to make me jealous. And when I start getting jealous, I start doing things to stop your progress. When Adrian Broner was 24 years of age, matter of fact, 23, he was already a 4-division world champion. And then that's when Floyd started to finally reveal who he was. You know, I think that Adrian Broner, he's moving too fast. I think he's moving too fast for what he's doing. And I would slow him down a bit. Those type of things. And it's not what he really said, it's how he said it. That's how you can tell it wasn't genuine. Because he said it in front of the masses. He said it to the public. He said it to the media. And the media took it, exploited it, and ran with it. Whereas when it got back to Adrian Broner's like, well, what the hell? You're my big bro. You could have told me that privately in confidence, but you did not. You told the public before you told me. So who do you love more, the public or me? See, that's when Adrian Broner started to see things, and I think when he finally got beat, Floyd Mayweather secretly smiled and he took his opportunity from him by fighting Marcos Maidana when there was no need to fight Marcos Maidana. Marcos Maidana was the guy that lost the vote of the poll that he put on his own Twitter then and asked, who would you like me to fight, Amir Khan or Marcos Maidana? Amir Khan won the poll. He still picked Maidana. Why? Because Maidana beat Adrian Broner, and he wanted to steal the spotlight in the avenging element from Adrian Broner. Okay. And I don't know if Adrian realized that, but he should have. Okay, and I think he has. I think a part of that was because of the disappointment, the anxiety, the stress came from anger because you thought this person that you looked up to was this way and he was definitely a totally different way than you perceived him to be. Okay, so I think that Adrian Broner, in essence, is realizing what he would have done because he's analyzing things thoroughly. And I think a lot of times he's taking a break from the sport of boxing. Okay, just to let people know, like, listen, I'm taking this time to get myself back together. You know, I know who's in my corner. I now know who's not, you know, and Floyd, needless to say, is one of those people until he proves otherwise. So let's talk about what he was proposing. Why not fight a real fighter? Why not give the opportunity to a guy or to men that have dedicated their life to the sport just like you did? Why are you going over here in a UFC or YouTube just for views? Because at that point, Adrian's right. It shouldn't be about how much you sell because you are retired. These fighters are still currently in their prime, currently fighting, currently grinding it out, currently putting in hard work and dedication for this craft, for the sport that I love, that I hate so much. And they're doing all that and they're putting their life on the line. At least what you can do, you could compensate them like you're going out to the masses and branching out all these other places. It just shows you don't care about the fighters. You just care about the money and glorifying yourself. I mean, point blank and period. And Adrian Broner sees that. Like, you could have fought another guy, all these exhibitions, fine. That means we can do light sparring and get paid for it. But you know what the problem is? Adrian Broner might do something to Floyd if that ever happened, and Floyd knows it. He may do something to Floyd to make Floyd look bad. Like almost the equivalent of Alexander Usyk putting a whooping on Vladimir Klitschko and embarrassing him during his media workout. That's why he was thrown out of that particular ring that day. Vlad kicked him out. And I think Floyd senses that because Floyd is not what he used to be. Floyd right now is beatable by so many fighters and he knows it. That's why he will not go anywhere near the ring with real boxers. He's no different from Jake Paul. It's just he used to box. Jake Paul never did. But he knows both of those guys, one's diminished and the other one's a kid. Bars. So I think that's what he knows, that I'm not going anywhere near any fighter because I'll be damned if Adrian Broner makes Floyd, Money Mayweather, look bad. Okay, that's the gist of it. That's what sums it up. You guys tell me what you think of Adrian Broner and his question and his suggestion to Floyd Money Mayweather. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.